Belgian police have told Sky News that they believe they have information about the lorry which dropped 35 illegal immigrants off in a shipping container in Belgium. Port staff at Tilbury Docks in Essex discovered the group, one of whom has since died yesterday. With me now is Harjap Singh Bhangal, who is an immigration lawyer. And you can explain to us the process that these people are going through now.
Well, at the moment they're being quizzed by the police and by UK immigration to first of all establish their identities, where they've come from, because a lot of people who have traffic like this don't have any documents. They have no passport, they have no driving licences, they have no ID on them. So they have to establish which country they're from. And then they have to contact the consulate of that country and say, well, are these people from your country? Once that's established, they'll discuss what route they came in and whether they were genuine people who had been trafficked or whether they're people who've paid to come over and are intending to claim asylum, and why they can't go back to their own countries, why they were trafficked like this, why they didn't get visas to come here. That's a whole process that's going on at the moment.
How do you establish whether someone is genuine in their attempt to seek asylum here? I mean, how sympathetic are the authorities in dealing with illegal immigrants?
To people who've been trafficked, they're quite sympathetic. They give them some sort of residency here temporarily and they let them out on release and they support them. For people who claim asylum, they can sometimes put them in a detention centre like they are now, reception centres, and these are centres made specifically for asylum seekers, and their cases are heard there and they're detained there and pending while they're being sent back, or maybe they'll be given temporary admission. But to establish who's genuine or not, that I assume that they'll be interviewed all separately and see if their stories are matching, any discrepancies are found. Obviously children are too young to be interviewed and there are children involved in this, and it's not wise to detain children, especially where the facilities aren't very good. So it's a matter of listening to everyone's story and then putting the pieces together.
And how long can all of that take?
Oh, this could take days because there's 34 people to interview, so it could take days. I mean, normal interviews could last up to 2 hours, 3 hours each, and they need breaks in between, and a lot of these people are unwell. So they're
and presumably traumatised, being locked in a container for days. Yeah. Somebody died as a result.
But Sarah Jane, this is not new. This has been going on. I mean, I've been doing asylum law since 2000, and I hear stories like this all the time. This is just a group that's got caught or been found. There are plenty of people who came in on the back of lorries, I mean, shoved in barrels, holding their breath. I mean, they've evaded all the systems and they've managed to get here. So it's good that the government have actually found it and are picking up on it. But obviously the people of gangs and the traffickers have found alternative routes to come in and are using different docks. And the government really need to stop these people boarding in the first place.
I mean, this incident is rare enough in Britain for it to be shocking, but the scene is far more common in other European countries. I mean, you look at France, Germany, Italy, all the camps that have been set up there, people desperate to get into these countries from where they've come from. I mean, what lengths have people gone to that you've dealt with, and what stories have you heard about what they're escaping from?
From Asia, people usually board a flight to Moscow, and they can get a visa to Moscow easily. Then from Moscow, it's a by-road journey. Sometimes that takes a year. And there are gangs that traffic people up to 100 groups at a time through forests. They're kept in rooms, no toilets, and they're giving like worm-infested porridge to eat. People die on the way. They've tried to cross frozen lakes. I mean, I heard a story about there were people running across the frozen lake. When they looked back, the friend wasn't there anymore. He'd, sunk down. There's skeletons on the way. And these traffickers are ruthless. If you're slowing the group down, they will kill you there and then. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And sometimes even the police in these European countries or the Eastern European countries, they open fire on immigrants. They're not, they're not there to be sympathetic, unfortunately. So it is definitely a risk of life, and there's a lot more harrowing stories. And to be honest, if you make it this way, you really are lucky. And anyone who's come to England this way, or the UK this way, they always tell me, they go, these are the darkest days of my life and something I will never, ever forget.
OK, Harjap Singh Bhangal, thank you very much for your contribution here on Sky News this morning. Thank you.